What's up, everybody? It's Jelbo here. Today gonna be doing a different type of video than I usually do, but it's a car brand tier list. So let's get straight into it. So first we have Alfa Romeo. Actually, first let's see the tiers. So we got terrible, bad, passable, good, great, and then the best is Tony Soprano. So yeah, Alfa Romeo. I think they're probably good. In recent years, they're kind of having bummy cars since I think they got rid of the Giulia. And then they have that like the Hornet, the Dodge Hornet wannabe, or just whatever it's called. It's the same thing. So I'll put Alfa Romeo in good. I think they're a pretty solid brand. It's Italian, pretty cool. So, I don't really know what this is, so I'm putting it in terrible. Ariel, I've really only seen two cars that they have, so I'm gonna do passable. I've seen the Nomad and like the Atom, which I mean they're cool cars, but like, I'll put them in the I wish there's term two. I'll put them in passable just because they don't have enough options to really put into like upper higher tiers. Aston Martin is definitely great because they have some awesome cars. They got the sick V12s, they got V8, they got all the above. They got the SUV, so they really cater to a lot of markets. All rich old dudes, but I mean, pretty awesome cars overall. Audi, oh my God. Tony Soprano. No, I'm just kidding. But realistically, great. But in my opinion, Tony Soprano. Because it's probably my favorite car brand at the moment. They have a lot of cars, R8, which is basically just a Huracan. Everybody knows that. Then they got the RS models, supercar, like wannabe, like really fast, competes with M3s and all that. And then they also have like the mid-tier sports cars, which are one of my favorite Audis. So yeah. So now we got Bentley. I'm gonna put this into great because honestly, my dream car is a Bugatti. But if I can't get a Bugatti, a Bentley is the next best thing for me because massive car, super fast, super nice, super luxurious, super comfortable. It's really it's really all the above. So yeah. So we got BMW. I'm gonna put this into good, to great, to great, and yeah, much like Audi, they have really every type of car you want, high tier. They don't really got supercar, but they got a high tier sports cars. They got the middle of the road supercars like the M340, M240, and yeah, they really make some good tunable motors. So yeah, that's why. Then Bugatti has to be right. It has to be Tony Soprano. First Tony Soprano. I think it really has to be up there. You know what? I'm gonna move my face cam over here so we can see that. So yeah. I think Tony Soprano, they really had the best car ever of all time. I think we got a Veyron, which is just awesome. That's my favorite car of all time. So have to put it in that Tony Soprano tier. Buick, putting it bad. They really don't have any cool cars other than like the old Regal, whatever, Grand National and GSX or whatever. But nowadays they're just really bummy. Cadillac, I'm gonna put in the good because they have some. They're really luxurious, but also have like the CTSV and the really fast cars. So I think good is a good tier for that. Caterham. No, I'm putting a passable because I only really know that little tiny little bean car that just goes like the little roofless thingy. So I'm gonna put it in passable because it's a cool car, but they don't have enough cars for me to like really like um that's all they really have. So for Chevy, I'm gonna put in a great because this is just another one of those brands that's just really all around good. They make Corvette. I mean, it's like Cadillac, but more all around good. So I'm gonna put it right above great. So it has all the Cadillac. A lot of the cars have a lot of the Cadillac features and all that. So pretty nice car. Citroen. I don't really know anything about Citroen, so I'm gonna put it in terrible. Dacia. I don't know. Daewoo is Tony Soprano. I just really like how they make their fridges and stuff. So obviously Tony Soprano. Datsun. I mean, it's kind of not a thing anymore, so I'll put it in Let's see here. You know what? I'm gonna put this here and put like, let's do, it'll be no comment. Or no, let's do not enough info. Because I really don't really, I know about it. What the? There's a ghost in my room. But Dotson, they don't really make anything anymore. Same with like, I mean, I don't think they do at least. But yeah. So DeLorean, I'm gonna put, I'm just gonna put it in the bad because I think they only have like one car and it was kind of mid. I mean, it was a bad car, but it was cool because it was in all those movies. But yeah. So Dodge, I'm gonna put in a good because really the only good cars they have nowadays is like their sports cars. Like their actual like their actual like cars are just trash. They just fall apart. They're a piece of junk. So I'll put it in the good. Donkervort, I'll put it in the same tier as Caterham because I think it's the same type of car and they really don't have that many things. This, not enough info. Yeah, what's happening? I'll put what just happened. What is going on? Okay, messed it up. And the Fiat, I'm gonna put in the passable just because they have kind of cool cars, but not really anything I'd really want or anything like that. But not good, not bad, so passable. Ford, I'm gonna put in the great. Much as really just like Chevy, it's one of those iconic American brands that makes everything you would want. The best truck in the world, one of the best sports cars in the world, and so on and so forth. So Deere, I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Genesis, I'll put in a good because they really have been like a good brand since they came out. They make a lot of like cool cars that are actually sleepers, and you could tune these things to be really fast. They really are just a good all around like brand. So I think I'd say they belong in good. GMC, I'll put it below Chevrolet because they don't really make the cool cars that Chevy makes. They just make the big old trucks and SUVs and such. So yeah. Holden, I'll put it in the I'll put in the passable because don't they make like aren't they from Australia or something? So I don't really know much about them, but I seen they make some pretty cool V8 engines and they put them in their car. I think they make that Ute, that truck with the V8, Ford V8, which is pretty cool. Honda, I'll put it in I'll put it in the good because they really just all around good. A lot of these Hondas last for a lot of like will last for forever, but they don't really have that one car that's like amazing that'll make it go to great. So Hudson, I know what that is, but I don't really know enough about it. Lightning McQueen, Hyundai, I'll put the passable. Actually, they've been good recently with the N series or whatever you want to call it, inline models. They got what do they got? Like they got the Veloster, they got the Elantra N, they got a lot of stuff that's actually doing pretty good. So I'll put them into good. Say that. And Jaguar, I'm gonna put in the good because they don't really make. It's really a higher end car, and I think it's just like a worse version of Aston Martin to be honest. But Jeep, I'll put in passable because they just make. I feel like Jeeps are just pieces of junk nowadays. Nobody like you're just not really that cool. They're just all copy and paste. I don't know. Kia, I'll put the same as Hyundai because they're really just the same car. So yeah, Koenigsegg. I'll put Koenigsegg into great because I feel like they're still up and coming. So they still do have some awesome cars. Like they have some of the fastest in the world. So I think they're great. Not Tony Soprano. KTM, put the I'll put in the same tier as Ariel and stuff because I feel like they really don't make a lot of cars. They make a lot of like smaller things, like so slingshot thingamabobs and stuff like that. So Lambo, I'm gonna put into Tony Soprano because I think that's one of the best cars that Lamborghinis are some of the most iconic cars in the world. So yeah, I think that's where that belongs. Lancia, not enough info. What just happened? see here. Land Rover. I'm gonna put Land Rover and let's see. Put Land Rover and I'll put them in good. Same tier as Jaguar because they're really similar cars. So Lexus. I'll put Lexus in great because I what just happened? Okay. I think Lexus is just a great. It's just a better version of Toyota, and Toyotas are still, I'd say they're in the good tier of cars. So, yeah. Lincoln, I'll put Lincoln in passable because I mean they don't really make a lot of cars. They just make the nicer, higher level Fords, and they don't really make like the cool versions. So I'll just put them in passable for now. Lotus, Lotuses are good, pretty cool cars. Not amazing, but you know, all around pretty cool cars. They make little beans. I like them. So yeah, Maserati. I'd say Maserati belongs in the good tier because they're just like I feel like Maseratis are just like worse Ferraris, and they just break and they just drop in value too. So I feel like they're good cars, but they're not great cars. So I think all these brands above are just better than Maserati overall. Maybach, Maybach, they are great cars. They're pretty awesome. I don't think anybody would disagree with me there. I think they're just great cars. They're Mercedes, but nicer, bigger, more luxurious. So, yeah. Mazda, let's see here. I'll put Mazda into good. They're just an all-around like average car brand, I would say, making a lot of just commuter cars. So yeah, McLaren I would put into let's see. I'll put McLaren into good because they feel like these brands up above are just better. I mean, McLaren is probably, honestly, probably my least favorite supercar brand because I feel like they all sound the same. They're not reliable. They all look the same. So, yeah, other than like the Senna and that type of stuff, but McLaren is good. Mercury, we'll put not enough info. I mean, there's just another Ford sub-brand. An MG, not enough info. Mini, I'll put in to good. I think good because, I mean, they're just alright cars. Pretty cool. You know what? I'll put them in the same as Fiat, passable, because they're similar cars. Mitsubishi, nowadays, passable, but these used to have some pretty awesome cars, like the Evos and those type of cars. So, yeah, the rally cars are really nice. Morgan, not enough info. I'll put Nissan into good. I think Nissan is really just another one of those Japanese car brands that's pretty good. But they do make some of these cool sports cars, so that's why I'll put them in the good. Noble, I'll put Noble in the same tier as passable because I feel like they don't make enough cars just like load or just like Ariel, Caterham, Doggerford, that type of thing. But they do make some pretty awesome cars when they come out. What is it? I forget what that is. Opel? I feel like I just already did Opel. OZ? Opel? Man. Okay. If we're talking this, actually, I'll put not. I don't really know that much about that. Peugeot, passable. Actually, yeah, I'll put passable because I know enough to where like they're not in America. I know that, but I think they are passable cars because what I've seen, they're all right. They have some like maybe performance cars and such, but yeah, I say passable. Plymouth, not enough info. I don't even think they're around anymore. Pontiac, bad, self-explanatory. Porsche, Tony Soprano, like not even a question. I feel like Porsche is like the best brand. Like I feel people just want Porsche, so I'm gonna put Porsche at the front. So I think Porsche's my dream car. Porsche's everybody's dream car. I feel so. Nobody doesn't like Porsche. Chrysler, bad. I feel like Chrysler's literally just Dodge, but doesn't make the cool cars. So they're just bad, and Dodges aren't bad. Ram, I'll put them in the good. They do make there's some pretty cool. I mean, it's all trucks, but I think Ram is overall pretty good. So Renault, isn't that Renault? I don't know. Then Rolls Royce, I'd say I'll put Rolls in the same tier as Maybach because they're just like super nice, super luxurious. It's like a rich man's car. Is that Range Rover? That's Rover. I'll put it in there. I don't know what in the world that is. Rough. I mean, I'll put them in the passable because nowadays they don't really, I haven't really seen anything on them. But from what they used to make, they've been awesome. Like I remember that Yellowbird that was super fat. They just make, that makes a lot of power and it's just a Porsche one. Actually, no, I'll put them in a good because Porsches are awesome. Rough, they make good, cool cars. Saab, I'll put in a bad because I mean, I don't really know enough, but I mean, they went out of business for a reason. I feel like they stopped making cars. Saleen, ooh, where did it just go? Yeah, I'll put it in the passable because they just don't make enough cars. They made like two cars with the Saline S7 and like the Saline Raptor or whatever that's called. So yeah, Scion, I'll put in the passable because they're just mid. I feel just another Toyota Mitsubishi, isn't it? Like Toyota and Subaru. That's what it is. So yeah, Ferrari. Ferrari's definitely Tony Soprano's here. I feel like they're just one of the like most iconic cars ever made. So yeah, this whatever the Shelby. I'm gonna say Shelby is great. I think so because move it up. I mean Ford isn't great. Ford is great, and so is Shelby. They're right there, but they just make the cool versions of the Fords. So I mean that's pretty self. Skoda. I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. Subaru, I'll put into I'll put it in the good because they just make some pretty cool cars. WRX, cool sports cars, all right regular cars. So yeah, Suzuki, I don't know. Tata, Tesla, Tesla, I'll put in the passable because I know they're pretty cool, but they're just not reliable. Like you see the Cybertruck's rear bumper falling off and causing a lot of issues. So I think Tesla is a passable car. Oh, I think they're just like everybody wants one because they're electric and they're the new thing. But once every car is electric, then I don't think Tesla will be as popular. Toyota, I'm gonna put Toyota in the great. Why I think that is because I think it's better than the other Japanese brands like Honda and such. Wait, where's Honda? Where is Honda? But I think they are better than the Hondas and stuff like that because they do make the cool sports cars like the Supra, and they do have pretty awesome. Or I mean, the trucks are cool too. Tacoma, Tundra, stuff like that. So yeah, Suzuki. Not if I believe this down here. TVR. I'll put the passable. Much like Ariel, they don't really make enough cars for me to put them up any higher. So Volkswagen, I'm gonna put Volkswagen into good because I think they are just slightly worse Audis. So yeah, they got some pretty cool cars. The GTI is an awesome car, but other than that, I don't know, GLI, stuff like that. Volvo, I'll put Volvo into good. And I think this because they just make all around good cars. I mean, you don't really see them a lot, but they're great cars. And from what I've heard from owners, they really do like them. So I think that's it. The Tony Soprano tier, highest tier, I think is valid. Porsche, Bugatti, Daewoo, Lamborghini, and Ferrari. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe and like, and also if you want more tier lists like this, I will be down to do more. So yeah, see ya.